I think it's very helpful. I mean, as they say, I'm Jewish on my parents' side. You know what I mean? I was raised Jewish. My mom was actually born in World War II in Kazakhstan, of all places. Every 10 million people went like this, and then they moved right back, as soon as they could. And she lost a good part of her mother's family, and she's appalled. Even my 75-year-old, pro-Israel mom is fed up. It's ridiculous. She's like, this is not why this should have happened. So I think it's very important. Not to the exclusion of anybody else's voices, but it's just like, if there were a problem in Ireland, say, it would help if Irish people or the Irish diaspora said something about it. Technically, it shouldn't matter, but it does, I think the cognitive dissonance is getting very hard to maintain. And it's ever so harder when it's Trump in. When it's Obama, it's a lot easier to kind of, arrange not to know what you know. We all do this too. I'm not busting on anybody. It's painful, People grow up with a view of Israel as a land of milk and honey, Christian, Jewish, whatever. But American Jewish post-Holocaust, I get it. I never really shared it, but that's generational luck. If I was a generation before, I'm sure I would have. And it's very important. I think it's very difficult to maintain, the illusion, as it were. I mean, honestly, the same people, the same cohorts having trouble maintaining the illusion about America. I mean, every polity has its sets of illusions, and it's getting very hard to see America as whatever. However shiny the shining city on the hill is in someone's mind, it's a lot less shiny nowadays, rightly and wrongly in all of this. That's a whole other issue. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but it's very important. And hopefully those people will actually put pressure. I'm not sure Israel cares about the diaspora that much, though. And the terrible thing is, if every single American and European Jew is like, we're all set with this, not Israel, but with this whole, the occupation and all of this stuff, would it matter? I mean, there's millions more Christian Zionists in this country who are the big bulwark. As well, I mean, all of this, but, as well as, the defense industry, but it can't hurt. You got to start somewhere. The nice thing about Israel, and I mean this obviously at dark humor, they're going to do everything they can to keep Gaza in the news cycle pretty much forever, as far as I can tell, even though they want it out. And the Gazans, if you want to call them, Palestinians who live in Gaza, are doing a very good job of keeping themselves, because that's their only hope, and they know it. If they can turn the tide of human opinion, there's a chance this could go in a sane direction. If they can't, there's a long list of polities, peoples, however you want to define them, that melted away or worse. So, I mean, it's, I guess the term that's used is politicide, and that's basically happening. And I think, people who know better than I tell me that there really wasn't much new in that basic law thing that they just did. Then that may well be true. I'm sure they're right. But then there's the sort of perceptual reality. And I think people are a bit shocked, that it would be stated so baldly. It's really been all over the world. I mean, even among a little 65-person sample size, Indonesia, Europe, the United States, all kinds of backgrounds, all kinds of people. Pretty widespread, even for a small sample size, which I think is a good sign.